Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some notes for today. Today is October 10th, and we're taking a look at today. We're focusing on the angle, angle, side, and angle, side, angle postulates. You recall yesterday we focused in on side, 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 and side, angle, side. So really we know that there's two types of problems, right? Just to refresh your memory on what these look like. If I go ahead and draw two triangles, you should already have this in your notes. But if you don't, here's another opportunity to add it. So remember, for angle, angle, side, right? I'm going to have one set of angles that's congruent. I'm going to have a second set of angles that are congruent. And then finally, I'm going to have a third side that is congruent. Remember here, it has to be the corresponding side. See how this side connects to the 2-line angle and this side connects to the 2-line angle? They both have to be corresponding sides in order for angle, angle, side to work. So this is an example of angle, angle, side. Angle, side, angle. Again, that was the easy one. There's nothing tricky about it, right? I need two angles and the side that connects them. So again, here, if I have this angle is congruent to this angle, and maybe this angle is congruent to this angle, I finally need the side that connects the two angles. So those two angles are connected by this side, those two angles are connected by this side. So this is angle, side, angle congruency. All right. So if you recall, there's two types of problems. The first type of problem is, are they congruent? If they are congruent, write a congruency statement. All right, and then finally, tell me which postulate justifies it. So we looked at problems like this yesterday. Here I've highlighted a few that I want to go over with you just to show you how this works. So number one here, go ahead, you can pause the video and copy the picture. First thing I do is I go ahead and I mark my vertical angles and my reflexive segments. Here I can see that this angle is congruent to this angle, right, by vertical angles. And now I can see that I've got an angle, a side, and an angle, or two angles and the side that connects them. So the answer to this is yes, they are congruent. I'm going to go ahead and name this triangle up here however I want. I'll go ahead and call it CDE. Now when I look at my picture, C is the right angle, so that goes with A. D is the angle that's all the way off here, which goes with B. And finally, angle E goes with angle E on the other one because they're both marked. And as I mentioned, this is an example of angle, side, angle congruency. Number two, just to talk about quickly, you would see your reflexive side, and then this is an example of SSS. Number three, here I'm giving some additional information. T is the midpoint of segment WR. So what does that tell me? Well, if T is the midpoint of this segment, I know that the distance from WT has to be the same as the distance from T to R. So I can go ahead and update my picture with that information. You might be tempted here to go ahead and mark these and say that this angle is congruent to that angle, but that's not necessarily the case. They are not vertical angles, okay? So when I look here, I've got an angle, a side, and another side. So here, this is a bad word, right? So we can't do that one, so the answer to this one is simply no. It's not congruent, right? We can't have any bad words forwards or backwards, so angle, side, side does not work. Jumping down here to number 6. All right, again, the first thing I do is I look for my reflexive sides and my vertical angles. Right here, I've got a nice reflexive segment right there in the middle, right? Shared on both triangles. Now when I take a look here, it looks like I've got two angles and the side that connects them, two angles and the side that connects them. So this is an example of angle, side, angle again. So the answer is yes, they are congruent. I'm going to name this triangle down here. We'll go ahead and go with, I don't know, EGL. Since E has one mark on the other triangle, I'll look at L, which has one mark. G has no marks, which will go with U, which has no marks. And finally, I've got L, which has two marks, which goes with E, which has two marks. So there's an example of angle, side, angle. All right. Number 9 I circled, but we won't talk about it too much. You can just see here, oh, vertical angles. All right, but what does that mean? Nothing, because angle, angle, angle does not work, right? So that one does not work, so no, they are not congruent. Okay. As we recall, there is a second type of problem that we also need to be on the lookout for. So here, this one, we're given a picture and we're told, hey, I want to apply the angle side angle postulate. But in order to do that, I'm missing a piece of information. So remember, for angle side angle, I need two angles and a side that connects them. So here I've got an angle, I've got a side, I need the other angle that that side touches. Again, here I need the other angle that this side touches. So here I needed angle A to be congruent to angle E in order to complete my picture. All right. Number 4 here, we've got angle, angle, side. So I've got two angles. Here I don't want the side that connects them, but I have to pick a corresponding side. What's nice here is you actually have some choice. It doesn't matter. So here I'm just going to pick the side that doesn't connect the two angles on this first triangle. I'm going to go ahead and go with PS. So I've got angle, angle, and a side that does not connect them. Now notice PS connects to the angle with one mark. So down here I need to pick the segment that's going to connect to the angle with one mark. So it's got to be RQ. And that's the only one that's going to work here. So here I know that PS has to be congruent to RQ. Now to be fair, that's not the only way I could have done this problem, right? If I wanted to, I could have instead focused on TQ and TS. That would have been fine as well. So another answer that would have been okay would have been to say TS is congruent to TQ. Either one of those would have been fine. All right. And then finally for our last one here, number 6, I thought this was an interesting one. Oh look, I've got a reflexive segment here, right? So I can add that piece of information, but it doesn't really help me, right? Because this again gives me a picture of angle, side, side, which again we can't do. And besides, the question's asking for angle, side, angle. So if I look here, I've got this angle, I've got this side, I need the other angle that this side connects. So with that angle, that side, I'm going to need this angle right here. And if I look at this picture, I've got this angle, I've got this side, I need this angle right here. So again, remember the two angles and the side that connects them. Again, here there's some ambiguity when I go to name these angles. So I'm going to go ahead and name that first angle up top. I just need the C to be in the middle. So I'm going to call it angle DCA. Right? And then down here, I just need this angle. So I need the A to be in the middle. So this time I'm going to go ahead and go with CAB. So again, the C has to be in the middle and the A has to be in the middle when naming those angles for the vertex. All right? So hopefully that clarifies. Again, pause the video as you need to copy the examples. Who knows, if I'm feeling a little saucy tomorrow, maybe I'll do a note check to make sure that people took notes appropriately. All right? Again, you have a quiz on Friday. Please go ahead and complete the classwork assignment. Thank you.